Welcome, brothers and sisters. So, I'm gonna call this video something to the effect of the ineffectual political slave. Something to that effect. The ineffectual political slave. That is what black people have become. Ineffectual political slaves. You know, it's a shame because our community has been taught to beg and to not be self-sufficient. You know, and in that we have become politically ineffectual. You know, you look at how black people's negotiating skills, and you just sit around and I can see through the eyes of all these people in this society, and I can see what they think of black people because they're ineffectual. You know, they're ineffectual. They just sit around and watch every other group pull up ahead of you. You know, they just sit around and watch this happen, but they don't see all the other things that these other groups are doing to accomplish what they've accomplished. You know, and once again, another 4 years has went past and we are just as ineffectual as we've always been politically. The ineffectual political slave. And it's like you wonder why they tell black people to just shut up and vote. Just shut up and vote. They understand that you don't have anything to negotiate with. This is why all you can do is shut up and vote. You know? What can you do? What else can you do? You're ineffectual. But this society has taught black people to be beggars. Not to be self-sufficient in any way. You know, black people have bad negotiating skills. It's sort of like in any negotiation, before two people get together and they negotiate, they try to find out everything they can about their opponent or the person they're going to be negotiating with, you know, and find out their likes, their dislikes, what kind of person they are, if they have any weaknesses. They're looking for any edge that they can get, you know, so they can be effective in their negotiating. but you know, black people are so ineffective, man, because they don't have anything to negotiate with. You know, over the next 4 years, I want to encourage black men to do what they have to do to build wealth. That means you're going to have to sacrifice. Sacrifice all the things that you don't need. Sacrifice the weed, the cigarettes, the drugs, the alcohol, the other things that you need to be more effective. You know, and the reason why black people do these things is because they're pussy beggars. You know, I hate this. I'm referring to the black male. He's a pussy beggar. You know, he begs for vagina. Everything he does is to get some vagina. Even it doesn't matter if he's in the corporate office. It doesn't matter if he's it doesn't matter if he's he's the Ray and Pookie on the street. They all have the same goals, and that is to get some vagina. No one ever told them that there's something greater to live for. So without belittling the black man too much, belittling the black man too much, I want to encourage the black man to get off of his crutches, man. I mean, what does he drink? I mean, right now, there are tens of thousands of black men entering the liquor store, the alcohol store, the drug store. These men are coping. They think they can cope their way out of it. They think things are just gonna get better without them doing anything. Man, it's called sacrifice. It's called hard work. And these are mantras that we must adopt. Man. But this is part of the reason why the black community is so ineffectual. Now, I'm not talking about the BAW. I'm not worried about her. I'm worried about black men. Which is why I'm specifically speaking to black men. I want you men to save your money, to ensure that, every black man should be able to save a minimum of $10,000 over the next 4 years. That is like $2,500 a year. And every black man should be able to save that. If he was not on his, unless he's just I don't know. But any black man of note, any black man, period. There are black men at McDonald's save $2,500 a year. So over the next 4 years, I'm asking you black men to save your cash, save your money, sacrifice, and be quiet about what you're doing, man. Because wherever there's money, there's always some female around or some ignorant male around that would love to relieve you of your resources, man. Love to get you caught up in one of their con games. I put out the videos that I put out for a reason. The ultimate goal of every black man should be to own his own home, not to own depreciating assets. Now, over the next 4 years, you should be able to come up with what is a down payment. Don't worry about the home you're gonna buy. Don't worry about the prices in your community. If you live in a rich neighborhood, affluent neighborhood, don't worry about said things. Just do what you're told, man. Do what you need to do for once. Be effectual. Be effective. Excuse me. Be effective, man. That's all you're trying to go for. Don't overthink things. Just understand, just save your money. Don't worry about how you're going to get the house. Let the Most High do the rest. But ultimately, you do understand that wealth is built by owning things, not owning depreciating assets. Clothes, cars, jewelry, silly shit. You learned this on the Baby Boy movie. Ving Rhames talked about this on the Baby Boy movie, so I'm pretty sure most black men understand this. But I want every black man, there needs to be programs to ensure that every black male child owns his own home by the time he turns 18. There should be programs for that. There should be programs to ensure that this happens. And it's not going to happen. See, because again, if you're trying to negotiate if you're trying to negotiate, you're gonna need something to negotiate with, man. You know, politicians come into your neighborhood, and what do? They negotiate. They say, look, I'm going to do this, if you vote for me. If you vote for me, I'm going to do all of these things for you. But the black man doesn't get it. You know, the black woman, she definitely doesn't get it. These are people who are running around here shouting to the top of their lungs, telling politicians what to do for them, what they need done for them. They have nothing to negotiate with, and they sit around and wonder why they're so ineffectual. I mean, it's just insane. And what's really shady, what's really messed up about the situation is that your politicians are encouraging you to keep doing the same thing. They just want to use you for your numbers. They don't want to give you anything. And you can't make them give you anything because you have nothing to bargain with. Now, if there were black men who let's say that there were 1,000 black men living in the same community, they all owned their own homes, they all were on the same page, and they decided that, okay, we got these homes, they're appreciated in value, we can borrow against said homes. We can all borrow against said homes, and we can open up a grocery store. Or let's say, for instance, since we're going to be building these homes, or we're going to open up our own Home Depot type store, or we're going to open up our own car dealerships, or we're going to open up our own auto mechanic place, we're going to open up our own restaurants. And then we're going to get one of the brothers, and they're going to be our politician. We're going to Manchurian candidate our candidate. You know what I mean? We're going to have our own Manchurian candidate. And that man is going to make sure that our permits go through, that we get the resources that we need in our community, because that person is part of your community. And if he doesn't do the work for you, then he needs to feel that punishment. Now, I cannot go into deep details about certain things on these videos because that's only for the brothers and the sisters. And I just cannot reveal the accountability measures that the brothers are implementing to ensure that the people that we deal with, the people that we put in place, are going to do what they need to do to ensure that those things happen. But again, you have nothing to negotiate with. You look like a bunch of buffoons. This is what I don't understand. A bunch of women are ruling over you. We don't get it. A bunch of women are ruling over us because we don't get it. And they got their heads up in the clouds. All of these situations that you're seeing in the media, from the Ice Cube debacle to all of these are basically psyops. The high value man, thing. That's a science. All of these things are psychological operations to get you men thinking about stupid shit, dumb shit, following things that are ineffectuals. I mean, Ice Cube came with a plan, which will ultimately, what did the Democrats say when Ice Cube came with his plan? They said, we'll talk to you after the election. Now, we heard the secret recordings of Joe Biden, and we heard him say that he's not doing anything for black people. So that just shows you how great the Ice Cube plan works. And black people are so ignorant that they just don't get it. That is not, you don't start with the presidential elections. I mean, you can use the 4-year cycle as a way of setting goals for your politicians, for the ones that you own, because ultimately the ones who do your bidding are the ones who you are going to push into, from city councilman to mayor to governor to ultimately the presidency. But the black community is so ineffectual. The political slaves, that's what they tell political slaves: just shut up and vote. If you don't vote Democrat, you ain't black, even though we're not going to do anything for you. Oh, Lord have mercy. Brothers. All I can say is, black men, start saving your money, man. Start being serious and be quiet. And when I say be quiet, I mean, don't tell people what you're doing, and also don't be loud. Don't be loud. Stop worrying about the fancy clothes and the loud clothes, because all of these things most black men are doing are to attract females. And in the meantime, I mean, like I said, women rule over them. In the meantime, their entire community is being, gentrified. I mean, the hell. Being gentrified to hell. And what are black men gonna do about it? So now you have a 4-year cycle to deal with. You have over the next 4 years, black men can focus their efforts on saving at least $2,500 a year. Save the Jordans. You already got 10 pair of Jordans. Save the damn Jordans. You already got 10 pair of Nikes. Don't buy no more Nikes. You already got 50 pair of jeans. Stop buying jeans. You already got 50 hats. You don't need any more hats. All of you trying to do with your depreciating assets, your gold rims, and all of the goofy shit that black men are into, is impress some female. She is your ruler. She is your God. You worship her. And you wonder why black people are so ineffectual. It's all about our value system. Our value system is messed up, man. We value the wrong things. We think that we are men of high value, of high stature, because we have we earning 100,000 a year. We think that makes us a high value. And even those arguments are revolve around females. It's not as if we're saying we're gonna get this 100 grand a year so we can do something to improve our communities. It's all about failed conversations that we shouldn't even be having. I mean, because ultimately the female is irrelevant. Her opinion is irrelevant. This is another thing about being quiet, being quiet, that means not not allowing these failures to know what you're really doing. You got to be quiet, because trust me, if the failure knows what you're doing, if she knows what your goals are, if she knows that you're saving money, she will find a way to try to extract them resources up out of you. She gonna come up with some bill that need to be paid, or we need to get this, or we need to buy some new furniture, we need to buy a new car, we need to buy a new any kind of depreciating asset. I should be able to get that 500 yaki because you got all that money, that $1,000 yaki weave. I should be able to get all that because you got all this new money. If you around these females, like if you're a single man, you in the best position you could be in right now. Don't worry about relationships. Relationships are for losers. Relationships are for losers right now. You get in the relationship, you lose it. You ain't win. You get in a relationship in 2020, you lose it, man. You can have what's the thing about it is you could have all the things that you want from a woman without actually being in a relationship with her. But these males, they just got to be in relationships with them. 9 times out of 10, not me, but black men are gonna have sex with these females before they ever get into a relationship with them anyway. She's gonna give you some before you're actually in a relationship with her. This is the way these women operate. They're always gonna attempt to appeal to your lower extremities so you do not focus on said thing. Even if you are on that, you're not gonna tell her. You're not gonna let her know that you are base in nature. I know it's hard because I know it's hard because we've been raised to value the wrong things. We've been raised to place value on things that are free. KRS-One said that a long time ago. He said the JJ is free. He used another word, starts with a P, but the crack costs money. You know what I mean? He said the JJ is free. And black men spend a whole lot of time running around chasing after things that are free. The JJ is free. When you got your resources, right? You got your stuff. They're right there, ready to hand you over the panties. Like, here you go. The more resources you have, the more of them, the more easy it is for them to slide right up out of them drawers. It's like he got a lot of resources. My drawers just slid right off. They just slide off faster and quicker, and they just slide off so easy when you got resources. If you don't have no resources, then the drawers are tight, but it's free. Now a lot of men like to pay for the JJ because their values are off. Their value systems are off. The things that they value. See, when a woman knows that you don't value her JJ like that. I mean, you value it for the fact that she can produce children, but other than that, there's very little value. I mean, shoot, the fact that she can make you feel good, that ain't enough. That ain't enough for you to be doing all the things you're doing and jumping through the hoops and acting a fool and just letting these women rule over you, man. It's not sane. But like I said, man, we gotta stop playing. We gotta stop being political slaves, man. We gotta stop being political slaves. I mean, it's fun sitting around listening to the commentary of certain Negroes on the internet. They talk a lot about political strategy. Y'all going about it the right way, man. You are ineffectual. You will always be ineffective because the way you go about things and the things that you value are off. You don't rule. You have no rulership qualities. You have no leadership qualities. But hopefully this video will help black men to focus. I'm just using 2,500 as a base because I don't know what each black man is earning. But 2,500 a year is good. Don't worry about what you're going to do with the money. Don't worry about how you going to make things. How you going to purchase the house, what kind of house you could purchase, how much you can get for this house and that house. That is not the things that you are supposed to be worried about. Do not worry about those things. But that is just, that is even that's just the first step. That ain't even the first step. That's actually the second step. The first is the Most High. The Most High is the first step. But the second step is, getting those resources. If you're going to play this political game, you got to play to win, man. You can't play like a damn loser. And if you're listening to these females, they're going to have you out there voting for nothing. Voting for no reason. You have no leverage. You have nothing to negotiate with. And you're going about playing politics the wrong way. You don't play politics the way black people playing. Just vote just to be voting, man. And it doesn't start with your presidential elections, man. Dr. Claude Anderson already broke all this down, but he forgot that one thing. Leverage, man. He really didn't forget to say that. He just did not lay out a practical plan for black men to get said leverage. He talked all about it. If he did, more black people would be doing it. But he did his part. And now it's up to us. On that note, I want to hit the comment. Let me know what you think. Get on the 5 steps and adopt the moral code.